Hi, today I want to solve a problem that we, the AC mechanic, are having with the Rheem heater, and this time in Florida that is being cold, and people here are not adapted to the cold, so we are getting a lot of calls for heaters. So initially, this AC heater, you can see, but it's an old model that uses the old kind of plug that doesn't come anymore in the brand new heaters for the Rheem. The brand new heater is coming with this kind of plug that doesn't fit in the connection of the old plug. So solutions that the Rheem is giving, they are selling an adapter from this plug to this plug to that plug, and guess what? They don't have it. Second option they give us was to buy a brand new board that is all the same as this one, but that this plug is compatible with the new plug that they installed. And today I asked for the board, and guess what? They don't have the board either. So what do? Most people are getting the old plug from the old heater that is in here. They're cutting the wires and cutting the wires on this plug and making the connections. And guess what? I don't have the old plug either to do so. So today I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. Follow me. I will teach you how not to have to buy either the board that cost me $44.14 plus tax, or the adapter that is about $10. I will have buy it, but they don't have it. Neither of the two. So I'm going to show you what I did. Opinion, I highly recommend that this is done only by technicians, and in no way I made myself responsible for you doing what I did. It's up to you. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a Rheem associate. So this is for learning purposes only, or for information purposes, not advice to do so by anyone that is not trained. Okay? What I found out, it was that the connection for the plugs in this, you see, this is the old one, not compatible with the new one. But if you can see here, Y1 is the leg number 3. 1, 2, 3. And if you count 1, 2, 3, you can see that it's going directly to the Y1 here. Okay? And if you see the C in here, what is the plug 1, 2 from the bottom, and you come here 1, 2, you can see that it goes directly to the second connection on this plug. So I said, then what do I need? A new board or an adapter when I can just connect to the white wire that enters here and the common that enters here. And that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna show you my experience with this. First, I'm gonna remove this cap that had two screws, and I have to take it out in order to plug the heater. These two wires are the incoming from the panel. Please make sure that this has no power, that you turn off the breaker before doing any of this. First of all, I noticed that the previous technician, the one that installed this, didn't connect the ground wire. So I'm gonna connect it because I want this equipment to be grounded. Now, these are the two wires coming from the breakers. We took it out from here, that it was only giving power to the blower. But now they are also gonna give them power to the heater. And I made sure that these wires are number 10, that they hold 30 amps, and the breaker is 30 amps. So the recommended heater for this, to me, is the minimum 5 watts. Sorry, I meant to say that I got a 5 kilowatt, the smallest. Now, in this brand new plug that used to be different in the old Rheem, the only thing it does is give the 24 volts to this relay. This is a bimetallic relay, and these black and red wires are gonna give the power to the motor through there, where it was before connected directly from the panel. Now we're gonna put these two black and red wires. Now, as you can see, I installed the heater kit elements. Two screws here, the screws in the back. Okay. Now, I'm gonna connect these two to those in the back to give power to the fan. As you can see from the disconnect, I'm giving power to where originally these two were coming from, and giving power to the fan. Now I'm going to connect these two to the disconnect. Now it's the following way. The power coming from the panel is coming to this disconnect, and these two are giving power to the fan motor as needed. The only thing I need now is to connect the heater, that if it was the right plug, I connected in here, my connection will be done and I'll be finished with my work. But guess what? Somebody in Rheem decided that the old plug was not good enough, and they did this thing. Okay, so usually they sell an adapter between this and this, or they sell the whole circuit ready for this, which costs 45 plus tax, but they don't have it. Now I'm gonna cut this plug by, and then I'm gonna use this white wire with the red stripe, and I'm gonna connect it directly to the wire that comes from the thermostat. In the case that you have a double element, which I don't have, then you will have two of these, and then you connect the white black to the white one on the thermostat, and the white blue, in case you have another one, to the white 2 on the thermostat. In this case, I only have one. Here we can see, focus this, that the white one for the thermostat is connected, but because it didn't have a thermostat before, they had the white one here, just cap it and not using it. Okay, and from here, the car, it comes this white black and white blue that are also not connected. Why? They didn't have a heater. Now the first thing I need to do is connect these wires to white one for the blower to work when it's in heat mode. Now I connected the white black, which is white 1 here in the plaque. You can read white 1, and it comes white black to the white, the W, white on the thermostat. But what do I do now? I get this from my heater, which I cut. Look at this, white black. So I connected it to here too. Now, this is the other wire that was before in the floor that is brown, and it's the common. And if you can see here in the transformer, the common is brown. Also, you can see here sending to the compressor outside that I have the brown here, which is a common wire. Also, you can read it there that the red, the second, if you look in there, the brown is C. So guess what? This goes to brown here. This white and blue is for systems that are 8 kilowatt, 10 kilowatt. This is 5, so this one will have activated a second element, which I don't need because I don't have I have only one element. If I have this with two elements, I will also try to have a thermostat that send me a Y2 wire so I can connect this one too. But this is time, no. I want you to notice that I didn't have to do anything to this board, okay? I connected it to the outside directly to the thermostat because the thermostat is sending a Y to here, okay? So I don't need to connect it here. I can connect it where this wire comes outside here. If we look at the circuit board in the back, we could see that the white one, the first one, is this one. Let's see, white one is the third one. 1, 2, 3, and it's going directly to the number 1 on this plug. You see, white one. So, or I connected my wire there for the heater, or I connected directly here in the third. How? Using the same white wire that is coming from here to the outside here. And the brown, that is the common, instead of connecting here where it says common, because I don't have the plug or any means to do so, here I connected it to this brown, but outside here. But if you look at the board, and you see that C is 1, 2 here, and look in the back, 1, 2, you're gonna see that it goes directly to the third plug here. So instead of connecting here, I can connect it here, or using the brown wire that is coming from here, I connect it to the brown wire. Now my installation is complete. It's time to test the heater. How we do that? We will read amps here when the motor is working by itself. It will read 1.9, something like that. When the heater starts, it's going to draw a lot of amps, probably 20 amps, something like that, in the same spot. And then we will know that the blower and the heater both are working. We can see now, I turn only the fan on, and we can see the amperage that is drawing is 0.53 amps only. This is an electronic motor, so they consume very little. Now I'm going to start the heater. Let's do something else before. Let's start the cooling mode to see if the heater is going to start with the cooling mode, which it shouldn't, because the white wire coming from the thermostat would not have sent any voltage or signal. But let's start testing the cooling mode. and see what happens. As you can see, the house is very cold. Actually, I have to bring it down to 52 degrees because the house is at 63. And I want to make sure that the condensing outside is working. So we see that we see that the cooling mode is working. If the heater were to start with the cooling mode, it would show me in the amperage the heater. But as you can see, it's only 2.25 amps. There is no heater there in this mode. Now, let's go ahead and turn off the cool. And I want to heat the house. But I have not put the heater in the heater position yet. So what the machine is gonna do is gonna stop. No heater on site, right? That's 2 little amps to see the heater working. Come on. Now, as you can see, the fan stopped. My ammeter is not registering any consumption or electricity because everything is off. Heaters, fan, the whole 9 yards. Now I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the heater. Cool. There you go. Turn off. What is this? Cool. To adjust the temperature, depending cool off. Console. This thermostat they never installed the heater on this thermostat because they were not gonna use it. So I'm gonna have to change that. Wait a minute.